Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win in the confrontation between Bizarro and The Thing? Bizarro is the result of a failed attempt to clone Superman, but the abilities he possesses are not inferior to the original. He possesses superhuman strength, can lift giant objects, destroy warships, and fight on par with Superman in many versions. He has the ability to fly, cold vision as opposed to Superman's heat rays, fire breath instead of cold breath, and extraordinary resistance to physical and energy attack. However, Bizarro's biggest weakness is his underdeveloped intelligence and perverse way of thinking, which can easily lead him to act in the wrong direction. The Thing, or Ben Grimm, is one of the superheroes with the most durable physical strength in the Marvel universe. His body is covered in a layer of super durable stone, almost immune to normal physical damage. He can lift hundreds of tons, smash battleships, and fight Hulk head-on in many long battles. In addition, his pain tolerance, extensive close combat experience, and unyielding spirit are the strengths that help the Thing always stand firm no matter how strong the opponent is. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Bizarro is a distorted and imperfect version of Superman, created as an inverted reflection of Earth's greatest hero. He possesses similar abilities to Superman, but expresses them in an unstable and uncontrolled manner. While not possessing the same refinement or ultimate power as Superman, Bizarro's physical strength is still extremely impressive, being able to match him in many cases. He is capable of flight, but his movements are often erratic, as if being pulled between layers of atmosphere. Bizarro also possesses extraordinary resistance to physical attacks, making him an extremely difficult opponent to defeat by conventional means. Attacks involving bullets, fire, or powerful shockwaves can only scratch his cold steel skin. He can emit heat rays, however, not with the same precision as Superman. His eyes project energy beams that are more of a blazing storm of light than a sharp weapon. When moving at superhuman speeds, Bizarro still creates streaks of light that tear through the air, but his movements are rough, as if his body is not completely obeying the commands of his mind. However, the sheer power of each punch, each impact is enough to create earthquakes, shaking everything within a radius of several hundred meters. After the mind swap between Superman and Bizarro occurred, Superman and Bizarro's distorted body threw a punch so powerful that Superman's body flew through an entire planet and to the other side of the universe. He also demonstrated incredible speed, enough to keep up with Zoom in a speed race across the United States. Although Bizarro's mind is often described as naive, simple, and childish, it is by no means stupid. Bizarro possesses a bioregenerative system similar to Superman's, allowing him to recover quickly from severe injuries. He has superhuman hearing, the ability to move at supersonic speeds, and of course the ability to fly freely through the atmosphere and space. His vision includes various forms such as X-ray, telescopic, and microscopic vision, although sometimes lacking the finesse of focusing. Additionally, he can emit heat vision from his eyes, similar to Kryptonians under a yellow sun, although with less intensity and control at times. Another unique ability is his highly destructive breath, which can create fire, ice, or even a vacuum, enough to extinguish or blow away anything in his path. Bizarro possesses a vast power complex, mirroring Superman's distorted power, but still enough to make him a force of destruction that can challenge anyone. Bizarro once doused himself in liquefied green kryptonite, a seemingly reckless act that gave him immense power. In stark contrast to Superman's weakened reaction to exposure to the mineral, Bizarro's body absorbed the energy of the green kryptonite, making him incredibly stronger. His skin glowed a brilliant green as if forged in a mystical furnace, and Bizarro defeated the entire Justice League in a matter of minutes, a feat that even the most powerful beings in the universe feared. He not only surpassed them in sheer physical strength, but was so strong that he once claimed to be on par with Professor Zoom in a race. This is something that even the Flash, the symbol of speed, has never publicly achieved. He possesses a special ability from his eyes, allowing him to emit extremely concentrated cold air, turning into ice rays so sharp that they can cut through steel or freeze the entire space in front of him in an instant. Each ray from his eyes carries a thick layer of fog, covering everything in deadly ice. Bizarro can also spit superheated plasma from his mouth, taking on the form of liquid lava. The heat emitted from his breath is enough to incinerate any material structure, from solid metal to monolithic stone, leaving behind only ash and scorched earth that his body when exposed to blue sunlight. Under these strange conditions, Bizarro can extract his body mass to create entirely new life form. He does not need machines. The pinnacle of his ability is when he creates a cube-shaped planet where all laws are distorted according to his inverted thinking. That planet, colloquially called Bizarro World, is not only a geographical structure but also a symbol of the power of creation and destruction in an entity that seems to be just a faulty copy. Under the blue sun, he has the ability to clone. He creates many copies of himself. While the green kryptonite weakens Superman, it actually enhances Bizarro's strength. His skin is light gray, and he is often described as being much larger than Superman. There have been many times when Superman and Bizarro have faced each other in dramatic battles, with collisions that shake the ground and the surrounding space. Bizarro, despite being considered a distorted copy of Superman, has never been underestimated when entering a direct confrontation with the Man of Steel. Each punch he throws carries enough force to tear apart concrete, crack metal structures, and push back even the strongest opponents in the Red Hood and the Outlaws series Bizarro 2 version. He not only goes toe-to-toe with, but also surprises opponents as formidable as Solomon, Grundy, and Artemis. Solomon Grundy is a supernatural being, known for his regenerative abilities and punches powerful enough to crush giants. Meanwhile, Artemis is an Amazon warrior with the strength of Wonder Woman, with top-notch speed and close combat skills. In addition, Bizarro has also faced powerful enemies such as Lex Luthor, Mongol, and General Zod. Lex Luthor, with his masterful intellect and countless high-tech weapons, is always an extremely dangerous threat to any superhero. Mongol is a brutal interplanetary warrior with terrible physical strength, once making Superman struggle to defend. General Zod has all the power of Krypton, along with a cold and ruthless military mindset. The fact that Bizarro can stand firm against such enemies, even overwhelming them at times, proves that he is an opponent not to be underestimated. Each battle contributes to highlighting the image of Bizarro, although considered a failure in the cloning process, but possesses destructive potential beyond all predictions. I really hope you subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Benjamin J. Grimm, known as The Thing, is one of the most physically powerful individuals on Earth. He is often ranked among the strongest warriors, second only to a handful of power icons such as the Hulk, Juggernaut, and Sentry. The Thing's most notable and characteristic strength is his physical superiority, a form of strength that has almost no apparent limit when trained. Initially, his strength was only classified as level 5. However, through years of relentless training, his strength has increased significantly. The Thing has been raised to level 85 and is currently ranked at level 100. The Thing demonstrates strength. He single-handedly stopped a giant alien spaceship from colliding with Earth, and another time he lifted a giant oil rig out of the ocean, a feat that required pulling force on the order of thousands of tons. More remarkably, the Thing once took the fall of a multi-story building weighing approximately 30,000 tons, not only preventing it from collapsing completely, but also restoring it to its original position, ensuring the safety of everyone around. Beneath his rough, orange-colored skin is an unshakable will of steel. He is not only a core member of the Fantastic Four, but also a symbol of loyalty and steadfastness. The Thing has made his mark with a series of spectacular feats. He held the main cables of a large bridge steady for an extended period of time, supporting an estimated 10,000 tons of weight. He held his own against an industrial pile-driving mechanism designed to puncture the surface of a planet. Despite the device operating at extreme pressure, the Thing overpowered it with his own sheer strength. Under the water, where the pressure could crush even a submarine, he went toe-to-toe with Namor, one of the most powerful warriors in the ocean. Although Namor is known for his superior strength underwater, the Thing is not only not overwhelmed, but also has the upper hand at times. Although often underestimated compared to Hulk in terms of pure strength, the Thing has shown many times the ability to confront the Green Giant surprisingly. In one fierce fight, he threw a punch strong enough to send Savage Hulk flying, leaving him stunned even in a state of aggressive attack. And he once bled Green Scar, one of the most powerful incarnations of Hulk, whose strength base far surpasses the regular Savage Hulk. In addition, he also defeated Immortal Hulk, the form considered to be almost immortal and one of the most terrifying variants of Green Goliath. Immortal Hulk once overcame the control of the Puppet Master, a detail showing that this entity is not easily controlled by any other force. The Thing, although not the strongest character, is resilient and formidable to Hulk. With his rugged physique and unyielding heart, the Thing is the embodiment of steel in the superhero world, a warrior who is always ready to face the most severe challenges, even when the opponent is a nearly invincible entity. The Thing possesses the ability to perform a special technique called the Thunderclap, a move commonly associated with the Hulk. By clapping his hands together with extreme force, he can create a shockwave so powerful that it can stun even highly powered entities like Magneto. The sound and pressure emitted from this clap creates a ripple effect throughout the area, causing everything within the radius of the impact to violently shake. The Thing has repelled a hydraulic press capable of drilling through the surface of a planet, something only individuals with superhuman thrusts can do. He also once took down a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a single punch aimed straight at the face, causing the giant monster to collapse instantly without a chance to fight back. In another instance, he effortlessly lifted a 150-ton pyramid-shaped structure made of steel and glass. Not only was he strong, the Thing also showed decisiveness and tactical intelligence. In a clash with the Hulk, he used a suspension cable to wrap around the Green Giant and hold him down, even when the Hulk was in a state of constant strength increase. The Thing once left Wandar almost unable to fight back after a series of attacks. In a special mission, he carried a bomb through the living structure of Ego the Living Planet and delivered it to the nerve center of this entity, a dangerous act that required absolute courage. In the battle with the Red Hulk, he continuously threw punches straight at him without flinching, causing both of them to fall into a state of merciless struggle. The Thing even faced the Silver Surfer in a long battle, where the two exchanged blows fiercely. Despite the Silver Surfer possessing cosmic powers beyond his reach, he held his ground and was not easily knocked out. The Thing has proven his power on multiple occasions, and he has fought Dr. Doom head-on and on par with him when the villain was in possession of cosmic powers. Despite Doom having access to near-limitless power, the Thing stood his ground and fought back with almost unshakable tenacity. He once defeated the Sandman in a fist fight, where each punch he threw caused the ground to crack and the air to shake. With his masterful fighting skills and incredible strength, the Thing has also held off the reality-manipulating Miracle Man, and defeated a zombie version of the Hulk from an alternate timeline. And he crushed the fully upgraded Crimson Dynamo armor, which was designed to take on the best super soldiers. When facing Hyperion, one of the characters considered to be Superman's equal, the Thing launched a punch strong enough to shatter his fist, seriously injuring Hyperion and forcing him to retreat. He also used his bare hands to crush Dr. Doom's helmet, breaking the metal reinforced with advanced technology and magic. He even defeated Rick Jones when the character was wearing the Captain Marvel armor. The Thing is not just a muscular warrior. He fights not to prove his strength, but to protect what is right, even when facing entities beyond the limits of human understanding. This is not just a hero, but a moving fortress. In the middle of a deserted city, a scene of devastation stretches to the horizon. Buildings are torn apart, black smoke rises from the ruins, all traces of life seem to have disappeared after a terrible interdimensional attack. In the center of the ruins, Bizarro, a warped version of Superman, appears with fiery eyes and a face twisted by madness. Having escaped the mind control of an extraterrestrial entity and having landed on Earth in the 616 universe, he believes he is doing the right thing, trying to save the world in his own twisted sense. However, his actions lead to mass destruction. Punches can crush concrete, lunges tear through the pavement, and pierce through buildings as if they were nothing but cardboard. Cars are thrown into the air, then fall to the ground like toys crushed by anger. Faced with this situation, the Fantastic Four had no choice but to send Ben Grimm into the fray. In the thick smoke and dust, he appeared like a living stone wall, each step resolutely echoing on the cracked pavement. When facing Bizarro, he did not rush to attack. Relying on his extensive combat experience to observe, Bizarro did not give him a chance to linger. He rushed in like a speeding bullet, his superhuman speed creating gusts of wind that whistled through the rubble. His first punch hit the pavement, shaking the entire block. The Thing spun to dodge, then counterattacked with a heavy uppercut. His punch created a dry explosion that echoed through the charred walls. Each time the two collided, the ground shook violently. The shockwaves spread like small tsunamis, shattering windows hundreds of meters around the battle area. While Bizarro acted with false beliefs and an unstable mind, the Thing remained rational, bravely standing up against chaos, even though he knew his opponent could crush the entire city in an instant. Bizarro quickly demonstrated his superiority thanks to his flexible flight ability and superior superhuman strength. He moved like an arrow through the smoky sky, using his steel-like body to collide with his opponent like a meteorite falling straight to the ground. With a fierce impact, he pushed the Thing through 3 concrete basements under the city, creating a deep sinkhole, collapsing rocks and dust rising like the fog of war. However, the Thing was not easily defeated. Despite being scratched all over, his stone armor covered in dust and ash, he still stood up among the rubble, roaring defiantly. Realizing that his opponent relied on his flight ability to maintain the upper hand, the Thing sought to drag Bizarro down to the ground. During the collision, he suddenly locked him down, using all his strength to push his opponent back down onto the cracked road. As they both fell, fine dust flew up, and patches of asphalt were plowed like clay. And at that moment, the situation began to change, where there was no more distance between the two, no more space to dodge. They exchanged direct blows, fists touching fists, neither flinching. However, the Thing began to realize a weakness that did not lie in Bizarro's body, but was hidden deep in his mind. Bizarro was an entity that acted on inverted logic. His thoughts operated in the opposite way to others. Seizing that weakness, the Thing deployed a reckless tactic in the final stages of the match. When both were exhausted, he suddenly raised his hands and declared that he wanted to surrender. That moment made Bizarro pause, his eyes wavering, his face distorted with confusion. For him, surrender could mean continue fighting. He didn't know how to react, and in that short period of time, hesitation became a dead end. Not missing the opportunity, the Thing gathered all his strength, clenched his fist, and threw a punch like a thunderbolt from the sky. The punch flew up from under his chin, heavy and decisive, causing Bizarro's head to tilt back. His entire massive body was thrown off the ground and slammed down like a free-falling rock. The dry sound of the collision echoed throughout the abandoned streets, ending the battle in a decisive moment. He had not only won with strength, but with intelligence and the ability to read his opponent. The Thing was the winner. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much.